Doesn't take much. Some people smoke the Jesus out of them. It doesn't need to happen. Alright, with Langstroth hives, first thing I look for is a beetle count. See if we got hive beetles in here. They're almost always going to come up to the top. And I haven't seen any, so colony's good and strong. They're keeping it good and clean. These are Michigan Italians. They're very defined banded, 4-banded bee. It's a touch smaller than some. Behavior's great. And you see they're not bothering us at all. We're not even part of their world yet. These are all females, all workers. The fuzzier they are, the younger they are. Here we get the nice brand new hive tool, so they're not going to like it so well. But and fuzzy underneath as well. Sorry. The other thing I look for is you look for curled wings, which would be a sign of varroa, and you'll right there at the base of the shoulder cape, there'll be a red dot, and that'll be a mite as well. Is how you can see them. These seem to be really good. Saw no beetles. When you crack the lid, the smell of the hive will give you a lot of indicators what's going on. Yeah, if you get the pine, sweet honey, they're doing fine. They're doing great. If you get a sour note, the population's extra low, and they're dying out or have left. This was put on last week, and they haven't really started doing anything with it yet. I'm not 100% sure about the local bloom here yet. But I use a Duragelt foundation. Correction, sorry. Plasticell foundation. Plastic foundation, beeswax covered. And there's a hive beetle right there.
So what do you do when you see a beetle?
Make them a permanent part of the hive. Smash them and leave the bodies there, and you'll have less reoccurrence of beetles. Your outside frames are always going to be your food frames, or the lesser populated. Very seldom you're going to find brood out here. And again, this box, after all the moves and everything that they've been through, this was a culmination of 3 colonies.
How do you add them in together?
What I did was I left this one behind, and I took these 3 during the afternoon. The workforce that was all out and about had nowhere to go. They all came in here. This was just a single layer, 4-frame brood chamber box when I left it. There's extra burr comb on the bottom. Then all just gets scraped off. Oh, another beetle. I've got too much space. And since I've got undrawn frames down here, I want to take that box off. And I want to get a little edgy because I'm coming into some brood chamber. See, they're not really drawing all that much. I would have expected to see a little bit of wax on here by now. For all all these are workers. The nurses will be on the inside at the brood chamber. A lot of these are younger ones as well. A lot of these just hatched not too long ago. Within the last 3 to 4 days. They're lighter to fuzz, like on her. Even on this one as well. The fuzz is much lighter beige on the sides. It's a younger bee. The workers are good for about 500 miles. Whether they've got to work hard for that 500 miles or if it's just easy flights to, across the fence and back. And that's about how long their wings are going to last. Well, we found something here. That's some really nice honey. And obviously this is a lesser than ideal location because these are supposed to be in full sun and first thing in the morning. So we still have a few more workers in here than we should. Even started capping that one. Sorry.
So it's common that they do it on the bottom there of the frame?
The burr comb, yeah, because they want to link the top and bottom box. There's a drone right here. Nice, fat, and happy. If you've got drones in your box, you should have, 20, 30 indication of a really good, healthy hive. Because if there's any kind of distress, they're the first ones to go. They'll kick them out and they won't let them back in because all they are is consumers. Feel brave? Take the glove off. Give it a try. Tell me what you think. I haven't tasted any honey as yours yet. You feel brave?
Not at the moment. I'm brave, but I don't actually want to stop filming. That's beautiful.
Yes, it is.
Look at that.
Providing they leave it there, we'll have a taste a little later. That's out of this yard. We're at this location. I'm not sure what they're gathering from. Any kind of a green flavor or berry flavor. Because now this time period should be gallberry and palmetto, but wouldn't be much right around here at this spot. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what the floor is that they're going to collect from. This close to 200. I mean, they literally could be getting sugar from, restaurant trash cans, soda cans. All right. I'll wait until you're put back together. This was a feral colony that I rescued. And this is going to be a really poor example of a brood chamber, so don't hold it against me. Because what I did, when I do a rescue, if I like the traits enough, I'll work them in my own yards, which this was one of them. This is a rescue out of the villages. They hung a hummingbird feeder. 3 hummingbird feeders around a little pergola with jasmine growing all over it. Oh, I just found these bees yesterday. You need to come get them. These bees that were there that he just found yesterday had been there for a couple of years. Now it's got a lot of honey in it as well. Let's bring this one out to the sun. This will be a fun one to look at. Well, I stand over my shoulder, got the sun on my back. Obviously, we've got a lot of honey in here. Here's your drones, big guys. They have a blunt, fuzzy butt. They don't have a stinger. They don't sting. They're completely harmless to anybody else. They'll pack the cells all the way up to the top, and once they've got enough in there, they'll go ahead and cap it and let it dry out. But even though I've got, a frame out of the bottom box, they're still not really bothering us too much. And then the outside, they almost never do much with the outside of the last frame. So when the top bar, the end 2 or 3 frames are going to be kind of sparse. Don't try and move them in. Don't try them. Yeah, that's what they do. Now, the rest of this comb is all cross-combed. In other words, it's...
There's no way.
One out.
What a lot of... It's all joined. They're missing what in here? 3 frames?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yes, missing 3 frames. But the reason it is like that is I take the frames, I rubber band the comb that I can rescue into it, and I drop it into the hive. As long as I've got a queen, they'll transfer fine. The burr comb in here, nobody ever wants to see that. If there's a regular production hive, that just would not happen. In a top bar, you keep that from happening by keeping your spaces right. Because if you give them much more of a space than this to work with, this is what they'll do. They'll cross comb it.
If it's too big, they'll cross
If it's too big, they're going to cross comb it. And then you're not going to be able to pull it out.
So what part of this did you,
Rescue?
the actual comb, did you rescue? It's in
This, and that frame.
And you just stuck it on to your frame?
I put it into the frames, I rubber banded it in, and I slid the frames down in here, put them as close as I could together without mashing them, and then they took over and did what they do. If you're looking to a tree, looking to a house, this is what you would find. All the comb is going to go back and forth.
So you can't inspect that?
That's why nobody,
And then
especially the
but
state
even
one.
you can't.
I can't go in there and see the brood chamber.
Eventually what is going to happen?
Nothing. They're going to do what they do. What I watch for, because I can't get into the brood chamber,
Okay, so that's mainly for brood.
this is all brood chamber.
Okay.
This is theirs. This is the... I've taken 4 or 5 boxes of honey off of this. They produce very well. And that's why I leave them as they do. But
They
I
can
know...
reuse. They can clean up and reuse.
Oh yeah, Now, you wouldn't do this in a normal hive. Now, we had some drone cell. There's drone. So they're doing all right. So the brood down here I cut through. Maybe inside you can see some cat brood inside. Okay, now they're a little less than happy. Down on this one side. In your hive, that's what you see. But some cat brood underneath. A little bullet.
Which is the drone?
The drone cells. Well, I crushed them. Yeah, it looks like a 22 round. It sticks out more so than this. These are a little shallow because of the way they drew it onto the frame. I'll show you the drone side. Pretty sure that one's got drone cell as well. So the drone cell extends out a little bit more than the rest of the...
Oh, that's one right there.
That's the drone cell. Not good beekeeping, but I let them have it back because it's a feral colony. This seemed to be good for it. I'm just going to leave it. And the nice thing about these, generally, you walk away, and they'll leave you alone.